long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
I've been basking in it for the last 30 minutes. My God. I feel like a seafront village after the Vikings have left.
The scene where Kelsey Grammer as Frasier is laying on the sofa comes from an episode where his dad's girlfriend's finally left his apartment. A feeling of peace, a feeling of being battered and bruised has been lifted, and he's numb. That's the way I feel a lot of people feel in the Star Wars community right now, that we know Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Lucasfilm. You know, the announcement could come at Star Wars Celebration, which, praise be Jesus Christ, please let that happen. Because this has been a moment of liberation. All right. For too long, this woman has held an iron grip over something that wasn't hers to begin with. She never intentionally, and we know this. This is why we're numb. She never intentionally wanted to make Star Wars great. All right. She didn't care what the fans thought. She didn't care how we felt. Okay. And she let her marauding berserkers that worked for her attack us. And of course, the ancillaries, Star Wars Explained, the Mary Sue, rewriting Ripley, making Star Wars, the Raylos, who were doing her job for her. Star Wars fans have suffered a lot. So being emotionally exhausted and numb makes sense. I mean, you don't know if you should feel joy that she's gone or sadness that this thing that you fought so long is finally over. Like if the coyote ever caught the roadrunner. Okay, and Seth MacFarlane on Family Guy did a great example of that, and I've got that cartoon, I've used it. if the coyote ever caught the Roadrunner. Well, we finally caught the Roadrunner. And now we're like, okay, now what do we do? That's the thing, is that we don't know what to do. That's where the emotional numbness comes from. That's where, where's the joy? That there is joy, okay? I'm sure when we watch Star Wars Celebration, if Bellany is right, and they announce she comes out to very polite claps that she's leaving, and quote unquote retiring, not getting her ass handed to her and forced out, the joy will happen, because then it'll be real. I think numbness, part in this instance, comes from, is it real? Is this true? Is she finally fucking gone? Then, of course, the other side, I haven't seen it, are enraged. Haven't gone to those YouTube videos, but the enraging aspect is that they're not going to get what they want. Look, younger millennials and Zoomers have absolutely no idea how the world works. Okay, they don't realize that you're not going to get everything you want. The fact that there were so few of them involved in Star Wars, and most of them didn't care but for the culture wars, they're going to be enraged or they're going to be sad. They're going to be sitting there curled up in the fetal position crying. I mean, there were people crying over the Acolyte being canceled. And it's like, why? There's no reason to be crying over this dumpster fire TV show that sucked. But the reason why is they never looked at Star Wars as being something more than just something that validates their existence. Okay, that's where their sadness is going to come from. Our sadness is that this bullshit game Kennedy was playing is finally over. And like Sparrow told Cameron, they were going to do it and give us a Christmas present, but because of the volatility of what was going on, Iger was afraid it would hurt the stock prices of Disney. So let's talk further.
For 10 long weeks, the Star Wars company labored on the suburban London sound stages, bringing to life a film that had begun as an idea with George Lucas 3 years before.
I think one of the biggest things was that, and we saw this happening in 2019, is the fact that there will be no Reylo. Let's put it this way. There's part of the reason why I feel kind of numb is these women, these teenage girls, and these insane middle-aged cat ladies caused a tremendous amount of trouble for us. And the lack of awareness, the fact that they were encouraged by Kathleen Kennedy and her minions, even though her minions made fun of them. Look at the look on Anakin's face. That was the look on all of our faces. It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any rational storytelling. that this thing would happen, but somehow magically JJ, by being stupid, allowed it to happen. The fact that we're finally free of this, and we have been, because when they killed Ben off, God, what a dumb name for a solo kid, it killed Raylo. Yet, we'll never forget the way Kennedy allowed her ancillaries and her employees to treat us. The Raylos were like this now. This is Star Wars Explained and all the blue pills. The Mary Sue screaming right now. Because they're not going to get their Ray movie. Likely because of what the indications going on at the parks. They're going to start phasing out the sequel trilogy. Why? Because they can't sell sequel trilogy merchandise. I'm sorry. Woke Star Wars fans, you're not going to get your way, okay? So, where are we right now? We're right here. We are celebrating the end of this era of hopelessness, truly. True hopelessness in every way, shape, and form. Because that's what we were given. In Star Wars, I mean, even in the only movie Kennedy made that was decent, which was Rogue One, Star Wars is rebellions are built on hope, right? Look at these. Look at the big three. They're happy. You know, Chewbacca's there. You know, Lando is there. This is the end of one story cycle. It is the beginning of another, just like the end of Return of the Jedi. Okay? And we can talk about who's going to take Lucasfilm over, but from what Sparrow has said, they have said that Jon Favreau looks at Star Wars as his baby. And I am very happy with his leadership should they give it to him. And we might find out soon that it's going to be Favreau. And I'm perfectly fine with that. And I think Star Wars fans should be too. Okay, so while we're feeling numb over the fact that Kathleen Kennedy's done and this era of horror is over, we must also look to the fact that it is the beginning of a new era. A golden era, maybe? Return of the Jedi? Return of the smuggler? Return of the princess? Return of the gambling rogue? I don't know. But the future looks a hell of a lot brighter than it did in 2018. This is Steph, signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.